financing if it fits, right? That's what it's all about, guys. Contract, boom, that'll actually get pushed down to a separate process map for dispositions. But, right? Get out there and start marketing, guys. But once you start to grow and try to actually have a running business with a team, you need an organizational structure in place. Your visionary, CEO, visionary, whatever you want to call it, they're in charge of basically marketing. They're in charge of setting up the SOPs. SOP standing for standard operating procedures. Every business needs them, right? Visionary also implements strategy for the greater business, for the greater organization. Integrator, which if you see these things marked in red, these are like the two areas in our business that we're really trying to fill, kind of. We're giving it like a test run. I'm trying to get my wife in the integrator seat because that takes so much stress off of me. I'm like, I can just hand it off and walk around with a camera all day, I'll be good. But it's tough. Anyways, integrator. Integrator manages operations, guys. They understand the process the visionary has set out, and they manage the team. They manage the everyday procedures, making sure that everyone's in line, making sure that your callers are there, that the numbers that they're reporting to you are correct, that they're not beating you up on time, because we're working virtually, right? We're working in this new model, the Uber model. All this stuff, there's so many moving parts, you gotta be able to manage it, guys. That's what your integrator's there for. Lead manager. I don't know what I would do without a lead manager. I was graced with Mary about 2 years ago, right when I jumped ship into self-employment. And she basically, she built her job from the ground up, kind of. I gave her a couple tools, put her on Mojo Dialer, gave her a list. And this is the script to use, Mary. She just beasted it, and she stepped into that, and she pretty much built her own platform in it. Anyways, I would die if I didn't have my lead manager. She's like the heartbeat behind the scenes of our business. Prospecting BAs. We currently have several cold callers dialing around the clocks. You guys are hungry? I'm hungry too. Our callers are calling around the clocks, guys, hitting the triple dialer, using call tools, actually using a 5-line dialer, talking to a bunch of people. Junk leads, but anyways, creating leads, they research lists, probates, list pendants, skip the list, make calls, prospect. From there, it goes to the acquisitions manager. Acquisitions manager is the heartbeat on this side. Boots on the ground are the heartbeat of our business, right? Having a really good acquisitions manager will change everything. Your acquisitions manager needs to understand service first mentality. They need to be bold yet personable. They need to be able to walk into appointments and deliver on that quality and explain exactly who they are, why they're here. They're going to vet the lead before going on appointments, and then they're going to set the tone as soon as they walk in the door. Here's what to expect. That way we can disqualify you as a lead if you're not a good fit for us, right? Because just like they don't need you to buy the house, we don't need to buy your house. We have 10 other houses we're going to look like. So let's just, up front, let's identify if this is going to be a good fit for both of us. And if not, it doesn't happen like that. Trey's our main man. Let's hear it for Trey. This dude has crushed the acquisition role. Like he's brought it to a whole nother level. He's pulling contracts where he didn't even know a contract was there. He's good. He's good at communicating with people. He understands the process. He understands the psychology behind sellers, which as you get more versed in the industry, you need to understand psychology, the way people think. But he gets in there and he gets those deals. He locks up those contracts. His role is just following up with leads, setting appointments, locking up them deals. That's the lifeblood. Dispositions, we have a couple different strategies. Sarah, who was going to be here tonight, I don't see her. She's like our disposition on demand. Is she? I'll say, hey, Sarah. Hey, Facebook. Are we on Facebook? She's amazing. She's a Spanish interpreter. She blasts the properties out, talks, negotiates with buyers, and helps us sell a bunch of deals that in a lot of cases we might not be able to sell. Especially when you're looking at houses rural, like Gaston, Pillion, outskirts. You want to have someone, you want to be versatile, right? Not only having a cash buyer list, a massive cash buyer list, but having the ability to target people outside of that niche, right? Walking around that situation or the problem at hand, selling your contract and finding a bunch of different touch points to get as many results as you can, right? Let's go. And transaction coordination, we're working on just getting a part-time person in place for that. And I miss data. I got a data VA who just scrubs public indexes, looks at all the pre-foreclosures, probate. First day that it's posted, we got that. You guys think that you're on it? We're gonna get that first touch. Lead types? This is just understanding the process map, guys. Map out your business, how it runs, so that you can assign individual roles, right? Probate, foreclosure, all that stuff, we already went over it, but you wanna figure out where you're going. Your list is created, choose your marketing channel. You got cold call, direct mail, a lot of other techniques, text blasting, Google AdWords, like inbound marketing has its own little place right here because it doesn't fit with that. But once you got a lead, leads received, you got to ask yourself, is it motivated? Yes, boom, swipe right. Is it not motivated? Boom, dump it. Don't dump it because you want to put that on the long-term follow-up with a drip campaign like through your CRM. But we want to identify upfront, is their motivation to sell? Do they need to sell? And are they willing to sell at a discount? Swipe right or dump it. Dump it and put it in long-term follow-up. If yes, let's get Trey on the ball. He's going to get in there, build fantastic rapport, service-first mentality, identifying exactly where they're at, and he's coming with a solution, right? Actually, a number of solutions. Cash offer, real estate agent. We could get creative with financing if it fits, right? That's what it's all about, guys. Contract, boom, that'll actually get pushed down to a separate process map for dispositions. But that's just, very simple, yet efficient. You guys got to know what you're doing. Greater real estate, there's so many different areas, even in the investment space. The further that you dive into this, the more you're going to realize you don't know. It goes so deep, it's so wide. And the education can last a lifetime, which is why it's so freaking awesome, right? That's right. Every day, guys, you got to be constant learners. Constant learners, guys. One step better than you were yesterday, right? What is it going to take to develop those skills? To become the person that your future self is calling you to be? What's it going to take? Wholesaling real estate, we went over that in vivid detail. Wholesaling, simply locking up contracts, deeply discounted prices, selling your position. That's your exit strategy. Rehab, we got a lot of fix and flippers, which wholesale. By the way, if you're doing all this stuff, you should have different entities. All these are different businesses. Don't keep it under one hood. Asset protection as you start to grow. That's where your lawyer friends and your inner circle comes in to help you. But as you start to grow, guys, rehab, you should have a separate LLC for that. Rentals, separate for that. Because if one thing blows up, let's say one of your tenants gets hurt, boom, it just puts your whole business in jeopardy, right? You guys gotta be smart. And notes. I actually started off doing some notes. So I didn't have a lot of money. But no money. Buy like a $5,000 house and needed a lot of work out of state. Couldn't manage it. So I just marketed it on Craigslist and I got someone to drop like, $3,000 down payment and I put them on a note. 7-10-year note, just like your car. So I got passive cash flow coming in with those. I will say it's been amazing because my return on investment is probably 80%, 100%, unheard of. It's a pain in my butt because the people that you deal with who are willing to live in these low